Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and yes, we are back here. As promised, we are back here doing another fun episode of Wrestling Prime, but this one's going to be different because we are reviewing All In. It was earlier today um, that All In was happening and everything. So we're gonna break down everything that went down, and did my predictions hold up um from last night's predictions, and we will find out. We're gonna get all to that in just a few minutes, but we gotta do um our fun stuff. This episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. If you have any wrestling items that you want to get rid of, they will take very good care of you, and you definitely do not want to miss that and everything. And if you happen to be visiting the Southington, Connecticut area and you want to check out this amazing store, do so by going to the website at mnjvideogames.com. And I'm sorry, I am tired. I am tired today. And W Energy, you go to w.gg right now, use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. And it's a really good energy supplement, and has no sugar, no crashes, no burns, no nothing, none of those artificial gimmicks that would pass you out and everything like that. It's all natural ingredients, and you will love every moment of it. So again, that's w.gg. Use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. And don't forget, the Brody Lee Reebok Classic sneaker is still available on champsports.com. It's exclusive on their website, and 100% of your purchase will go directly towards the high mark carrying, continuing Mr. Brody Lee's legacy of kindness, compassion, and community. It is, you definitely want to check out champsports.com, and you will love those shoes. They look amazing, but it will look even more amazing if you had the pair in your hand. And a nice little tribute shoe, and yeah. And as soon as I get a pair of those, as soon as I get a pair for myself, I will review them for myself. So, uh, so yeah, All In happened, and, and yeah, this was a really good pay per view. You know, from what I from some of the matches that I saw, I actually saw um I actually saw um the 0 hour matches, and yeah, it was pretty crazy, and so yeah, we're going to get it get into this, and yeah, um, the opening match for the for the free event that they showed on YouTube was a 16 man tag match, something that I, you know, being a wrestling fan for many years, I have never seen a 16-man tag match before. It was a little bit overkill, but nonetheless, it was still a good match, and it was a decent match. It was a good way to open up the show. You know, good way to open up the show, get things hyped up for the main show. Um, so the participants were Private Party, Dark Order, Jay Lethal, Ari Davari, Satnam Satnam Singh, and Anthony Ogogo. Uh, hold on a second. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. My apologies, folks. But hey, duty calls. But yeah. so so we have so yeah. Let me read the participants again, in case you missed it. Private Party, Dark Order, Jay Lethal, Ari Davari, Satnam Singh, and Anthony Ogogo. They go against Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, Kip Saban, Rocky Romero, Top Flight, Action Andretti, and Leo Rush. Yeah, this match was all over the place, and it was a really good match. Um, nothing, no really um has some pretty good stuff. This match was okay for what it was, and and so yeah, this was a B minus match. Um, and the winners and the the winners were Billington, Sabia Romero, Top Flight, Andretti, and Rush. So it was a really good. It was an okay match. It was a pretty decent match, and yeah. Um, you know, too many guys there. Too many on there. 8-8 gets a little weird and everything. It was a little bit strange, but hey, never. To me personally, it should have been a 16-man battle royal. Just saying. Ugh. Up next on the 0 hour match, Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii takes on Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. And so yeah, this was a match that I predict. This one I predicted on last night's show, and my prediction was correct. And yeah, this was a pretty good match. Um, Pretty decent. It was a pretty decent one because of the fact that Hathaway is not a wrestler. He's a he's more of a like a manager type, and so him playing the cow, for Hathaway to for Stokely to play the cowardly heel in this match was was worth watching because but when he finally got into the ring, it was pretty, he had some pretty good moves um for what he had, and for the most part, but mostly it was more Nightingale and Statlander, and and for, and with this Nightingale and Ishii won the match, and I give this one also a B minus. And yeah, this was pretty like I said, pretty decent match. Um, more of the focus was on, you know, Willow and Statlander. So yeah, it was, should have just been 1-on-1. And then there was a 10-man tag match. Um, so the teams were Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guerrero, Shibata, and the Von Erich brothers taking on Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Lenoa, Bishop Kaun, and Brian Cage. Brian Cage, I gotta acknowledge Brian Cage. He came out wearing you know, a little nod to Wolverine. So yeah, that was a pretty cool ring gear that he came out to, and yeah, it looked pretty cool. And this was another match that I predicted. So, and oh boy, am I tired. But I am determined to get this episode done, because we have the because don't forget, this is still the Tom Dog Days of Summer, and I do apologize for the fan blowing. It's hot as hell in here, and the oops, there. So yeah, and on top of that, my nose is running like a track star. Yeah. Ugh. Um, and yeah, this was a pretty this was a decent match on another B minus match, and my prediction um was correct. Rhodes and Guerrero and Von Erichs and Shibata defeat the Undisputed Kingdom and Cage of Agony. And yeah, this match was all over, on the court. Another match all over the place. And too many multiple teams in this big match. It's the only, to me, I think it's the only way to put in a filler and everything like that. But, hey, got to work what you got. So, yeah. But nonetheless, it was still a good match. That's overall, it was a B minus, B minus event at the on 0 hour, and then later, shortly after, Serrera came out, and she was pretty much upset that the fact that she's in her home, pretty much in her backyard, and yeah, she was a little bit upset that she didn't have a match at the show, which was fair to say and everything. And she said she wasn't leaving until she gets that respect. And surprise, surprise, Jamie Hayter came back. She came back after after being put on the shelf for a while. And yeah, that was a huge crowd. Was the crowd was going nuts and everything, and yeah, it was really awesome. So yeah, it was a good little segment there, and looking forward to seeing Hater possibly have a match with Saraya somewhere down the line. So yeah, it was a very good match. A very good not a match, but a good segment. So, and then to end the 0 hour, they pretty much they pretty much had the excuse me, they pretty much had the teams come out, and then they went right to the pay-per-view after the teams came out. So yeah. So the so for it was the world it was for the World Trios Championship. It was in a London ladder match. Champions the Patriarchy, Christian, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch. They were defending their titles against House of Black, Claudio, Pack, and Wheeler, as well as the Bang Bang Gang. So, Claudio, Pack, and Wheeler won that opportunity on last night's Collision. So yeah, these were the four teams. So, and it was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. So this match was pretty much all over. This match was all over the place, and crowd was on it. And my prediction was that the Patriarchy was going to retain, and apparently I was wrong, because Claudio, Pack, and Wheeler are the new trios tag champions, and B plus sounds fair. Yeah. Up next, Toni Storm defends her Women's World Championship against Mariah May. I saw highlights of this match on social media, and for what it was a pretty crazy match. And so yeah, this we were expecting this and everything, and the build up for this was so well done, and yeah, a lot of this was a really good match, and Mariah May is the new champion, new AEW Women's Champion, and yeah, solid A match. This was a really good match, and Oh, yeah. And so yeah, this was a pretty good match right here. So, yeah. The FTW Championship was next. Chris Jericho defending the belt against Hook, and this was another good match. This was a pretty decent, still pretty decent match, and back and forth, and everything, and of course, and as predicted, I predicted this match, and so yeah, um, Hook Hook put in the Kata Hajime, and Big Key Brian Keith tried to interfere. Uh, Taz left the announce table trapped. Um, put the put the Taz mission on Keith, and yeah, I predicted that he got involved, and so yeah, that was a huge spot right there. Uh, crowd crowd went nuts and everything, and Chris Jericho tapped out, and of the Kata Hajime, and Hook won the match and is once again the FTW champion. And so yeah, this was a solid B match. This was a solid B match. Up next, the AEW World Tag Team Championship was on the line. Three-way dance, and the Young Bucks taking on FTR and the Acclaimed. And yeah, this match, of course, was all over the place, and because it's a triple threat match, um, couldn't get disqualified or anything like that. And yeah, these guys were all over the place, and rightfully so. And at the end, the Young Bucks retained the belts, and I got that and my prediction was wrong because I was going with FTR. Um, Nonetheless, it was still a good match. Solid B. So up next was the Casino Gauntlet match, and yeah, this was a thing that happened. Orange. So the order of entry was Orange Cassidy, Okada, Nigel McGuinness, Kyle O'Reilly, Zack Sabre Jr., excuse me, Roderick Strong, Mark Briscoe, Hangman Adam Page, Jeff Jarrett, Surprise. We'll get to that in a minute. Then Christian, then Luchasaurus. And this was a whoever wins the gauntlet match will go on to have a chance at the AEW World Championship. And so yeah. And so yeah, Nigel McGuinness, he does commentary for Collision, and he actually got into the he's also a former world champion for Ring of Honor, and so yeah, he got into the ring, and yeah, everybody. So yeah, this was a big thing, and so yeah, this was so yeah, that was pretty cool. And later on in the match, confirmed, surprise, my prediction was correct. Ricochet came out, crowd went nuts, and I did see that online, and so yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome moment and everything. Ricochet looked good and everything. He came out and made his presence felt. So, and last minute, Christian came out. Then Luchasaurus came out, and it looked like he was going to, leave the patriarchy, but he turned around and laid out Kyle O'Reilly and allowed Christian to pull up the victory. And so yeah, it was actually a really good. It was a pretty good match, and with the reaction of a Ricochet making an appearance, that was a it was really good, and so yeah, just hit all the marks. Solid A, man. And, so yeah. Up next, the AEW American Championship match. MJF defending the title against Will Ospreay. And this was, this wasn't going to be easy, folks. This was not going to be an easy match because, with all the hype and everything like that, especially after that, that near 1 hour match that came about not too long ago. Yeah, this was this rematch was really, really good. And so, yeah. Uh, Back and forth between the two of them. And and my prediction of this match was correct. And however, I did not expect Daniel Garcia to make the run in. But he came out in a in black and wearing a ski mask. And after taking off and then after MJF removed the mask, turned out to be Daniel Garcia. And with the distraction, Ospreay finished MJF with the Tiger Driver for the win. And so yeah, another solid A match. This was really good. And so yeah. So yeah, it was really cool. Really cool match. Britt Baker goes after Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. And so yeah, another good match. And it's tough to follow up the last match and everything. These women were all over the place, of course, and just hit the right. Did his job. And there's been some mixed reactions about this match, because I did hear about this match online, and apparently, the crowd wasn't really into. Whoops, I don't know what happened there. Wasn't really into it, probably because with the last match, and everything. But we're going to give credit where credit is due, and Mercedes retain the belt. And yeah, B minus match and everything. I think I said Britt Baker was going to win. So anybody who saw last night's show that are here today can fact check me in the comments section. It's allowed. It's allowed. Fact checking is allowed here, to a certain extent, of course. So, so yeah. So yeah, this was pretty interesting. Up next, the TBS Championship is on the line in a coffin match. Jack Perry defends the belt against Darby Allin. And yeah, this was pretty this was a fairly decent match and everything. And yeah, this was a back and forth match. And unfortunately, Darby Allin was put in the coffin, and Jack Perry retains the belt. Then the Bucks came out with a gas can, doused the coffin with the gasoline, and before the you know the before the before they can light the pretty much set it on fire. Lights went out. Sting comes back. I would do the noise. I would do the thing, but I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure Tony Schiavone took care of that. So nonetheless, um, and Sting laid out the Bucks, and Jack Perry escaped. And yeah, this was so yeah, that was pretty good. It was really cool seeing Sting back in the ring. Where does this go from here? Is he going to is Sting going to be coming back for one more match? I don't know. And to me, if he does, it would just seem like the retirement. His last match of retirement. Was meaningless. I guess you could say. So, but we shall see. But nonetheless, it was a B+ match. And then now comes our main event. The AEW World Championship on the line. Swerve defends the belt against Bryan Danielson. And this is title versus career. If Bryan does not win, he basically would be retired. And the build up for this was awesome. And yeah, this was a hell of a good match. And this was a really, really good match. And the fans were all into this and everything. There was, just a nice crowd and everything like that. The crowd, was on fire for this and everything. They were pumped and ready. And so yeah, this was a really damn good match. And Adam Page came out. And yeah, this was awesome. And so yeah, and with the distraction and everything like that, Danielson put on the finisher, and and Bryan Danielson is the new AEW champion, World Heavyweight Champion. A+ match. Um, so yeah, this was actually this was a really good match. Classic storytelling in this match. Fans were all over to this and everything. This was a damn good match. Overall, I give this show a B+. This was a good show, match of the night. Uh, main event, the main event match, obviously was the big winner. Worst match of the night, I would have to go with Statlander, not Statlander, but Monet versus the Mercedes match against Britt Baker. So, yeah. That was and of course the highlight of the night, of course, going to Ricochet making his presence felt at All In, and so yeah, that was pretty good. There's also going to be some pay-per-view. So yeah, next year, of course, we're All In is going to be in Texas, so that's going to be really good. There's also going to be a pay-per-view. There's actually going to be a show in February, and so yeah, and it's going to be in London, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. As a matter of fact, I got to see um, because I believe it's already on the Twitter feed of AEW, on AEW's Twitter page. So. Let's see. 2010. Okay, so they got the media scrum, which we won't talk about. Let's see. What are we doing here? What's going on here? I got I know I got a lot to scroll, everything like that. By the way, chat is open, and so yeah. I'd like to know everybody's thoughts about All In while I'm scrolling down. Ricochet is All Elite. I know there's a lot to put out here. I'm getting there, folks. There's a lot to cross down. Oh yeah, Forbidden Door. I believe is the one that's going to be in London. Because they announced Forbidden Door for next year. So come on. Oh, February 15th next year, Grand Slam, Australia. And it's going to be on Saturday, February 15th. Next year. Martha Hart showed up and wished everybody luck on their matches. Oops. Nope. No word about that. And just looking at Nigel McGuinness. Got a huge pop. So yeah. Don't see anything. But I know Forbidden Door is coming out next. I think is going to be in London next year. I'm just looking down. I know it's taking long. I apologize. I gotta wrap this show up. So I'll have to look for it later. So yeah. Yes, sir. So, well, that is pretty much all the time I have for today. And yeah. So yeah, so overall it was a good show. And so yeah, overall it was a pretty good show. And yeah, they did a very good job and everything. So yeah, kudos to Tony and the crew for putting on such an amazing show. And so yeah, and the matches that I did see was really good. And so yeah, but nonetheless, it was good seeing the surprise. Like I said, good seeing the surprise of Ricochet and everything. So yeah, it was nonetheless it was a very good show. And that is pretty much all the time I have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you miss any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below. What did you think of All In? Let us know in the comment section down below. And ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And make sure you give that subscribe button a rock bottom in support of the small streamers like myself. We will be back here on Thursday. We got a big show lined up for Thursday with Channel X, and then on Saturday we got another review to do. We got the Bash in Berlin. So yeah, this is gonna be a huge. And then we're pretty much gonna close out. We're pretty much gonna close out the Tom Dog Days of Summer. So yeah, time to hit the books and everything like that. Back to school. It's this week for certain for some students and everything. And so yeah. But overall, we will see you all again here on Thursday with Channel X, and we will see you then. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.